All right. Welcome to the call today, everyone, where we're going to be focusing 100% on the create portion of CAB. When I say CAB, I mean Create Advertising Blast, which is the simplified marketing plan we've designed to help you create predictable growth using your listings and sales. I'm Craig Carpenter. On the call with me today is John Mackin. We're both growth coaches here, and we're 100% focused on training you on the technology and the strategy to help grow your business. And John, welcome to the call. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good, man. I really love all these calls, especially this one, because what we're going to teach everyone today with this simplified CAB strategy with these listing promotions, it's just with the new landing page we'll talk about in a moment, we're seeing just such tremendous lead generation that people have really not seen online since the early days of the internet. You know, many people they've been around long enough, or at least internet marketing long enough. They probably were like 5 years ago. You could spend $1 on Facebook and get 5 leads or 10 leads. Obviously not the case anymore. But with these new landing pages, new technology we rolled out, and all this the strategy we're going to teach you today, we're almost back to that point where we're getting $1 or 2 per lead. And just for comparison, everyone knows on let's say Google AdWords in real estate right now, some markets you're paying anywhere from $30 to $60 per lead. And if you get a bum lead for $60, you're pretty bummed out, right? So what we're going to show you today is how to get leads at that are 100% accurate information and very, very low cost per lead, lower than any other campaign you can run out there for sure.
Yeah, and John kind of laid it out there. We're going to talk to you a lot more about what that means. For some of you, I know this is going to be your first interaction with the CAB strategy, so we'll keep it as straightforward and simple as possible. And then for anybody who's on the call, who's an existing client, and you're looking to refresh, pay close attention to the things we're doing with landing pages, with emojis, with hashtags and photos. We're going to be showing you the newest and best strategies every time we bring in on these calls. So quickly, I just want to run through the Mastering the Marketing Plan Guide. This is located in the Mastering Curator Guide, and this is focused 100% on CAB. So anybody on your team that's not on the call, make sure that they jump in and they learn how to create, how to advertise, how to blast if this webinar series does not fit into their schedule. So we'll drop that in the chat here. Also, we're going to drop in a chat to the Curator Client Center, where we host Jimmy's refresh course. That's just a great resource if you can't make that on every Thursday. And then the Curator Mastermind Group, client-only Facebook group where we share in the success of all of our clients. We know as a community we can be stronger together. We can use the successes that somebody experiences on one side of the country to help another client in a different area of the country. Really great to kind of share those stories. If you have any kind of real estate related strategy tips or questions, it's a great place to drop those in. This is not a support channel, so I just want to be clear about that. If you do have a question or an issue that you encounter, reach out to us directly at support@curator.com. Keep in mind this is a Facebook group where people do get push notifications, so we don't want like a support question notifying 600 clients to have them look at your Facebook ad or something. That's what we're here for. That's why you hire us. Reach out to us directly at support@curator.com. And so just to kind of lay the groundwork for what we're going to establish today, we're going to show you how to be able to take your listings, which is the #1 marketing tool that you have as a realtor, and we're going to show you how to create demand generation to generate your own leads through creating beautiful Facebook ads. John's going to take us under the hood right here and show us, from point A to point B, how we're going to do that with creating those landing pages. And really quickly, I want to walk you through a couple examples to show you, what you can expect to be doing over the next weeks and months to generate all your new client acquisition. This is a great example. My Tampa agent, Anthony Malfronte, down in the Tampa area, he took his listing. He said, "Must see, beautifully upgraded Tampa home." That was his banner, his headline. And then with a clear call to action, he drove people to his site using our Facebook registration page. He gave a few pieces of embellishments about that property. and then used 7 beautiful, stunning, professionally done photos to really, again, build that excitement and create that demand. And when I say that, we're talking about demand generation versus demand fulfillment. Really quickly, demand fulfillment is when you're an order taker. It's when you're on Zillow and somebody goes on to find a home or a price and might fill out a form. That is demand fulfillment. That is essentially being an order taker. We are 100% on the opposite side of that spectrum. We are demand generation based. We are empowering you to be the marketing and advertising guru that you imagine you could be to generate dozens, hundreds of new leads each month so you can grow your business. And that's where you interrupt someone's day to showcase something you're doing and get them interested in what you're doing or selling. That's demand generation. That's what you're seeing here. And now we're going to take this over to the Joe Taylor page out of Vegas, just to show you that our strategy does work in every single niche of the country. And again, you're seeing that great headline, use of emoji, clear call to action, going to a registration page with Facebook API, and then beautiful images, professionally done. And John, why don't you show us, show everybody on the call today how these ads are put together? I know it's simple, but everybody on the call, is probably wondering, well, what's the first step? So walk us through what we can, what we can expect for our first ads.
Hey, Craig, absolutely. And like Craig said, we're gonna be taking your listings, or you're gonna be taking your listings and advertise on them on Facebook to get leads. Now, to do that, I want to just quickly show you the Joe and Taylor page, for instance, and My Tampa Agent. These posts look basically the exact same. Look at Joe and Taylor's page, you scroll down, all the posts look essentially the exact same. Because what we're teaching you is 100% rinse and repeat model. So once you do this once, the next time you do it, it's going to be the exact same. The time after that's going to be the exact same. The time after that's going to be the exact same, and so on and so forth. And if you see, every single post has a headline, it has a call to action with a link to a website, and it has a photo collage loaded up where the consumer is allowed to scroll through and see all the photos of this property. Or not all the photos, but all the photos we loaded up. Now, the reason we have our post designed like this, it's not by chance, it's because we know if we have your post created like that with the headline, the call to action, the features, and the photo collage below, you're going to get the most amount of engagements at the lowest cost. And what that means is you get the most amount of leads at the lowest possible cost. So when you create these posts, what you want to do every single time, this is what I do without fail, I always go headline, call to action, and features. And the reason I'm doing this, these are the 3 sections of our ad copy. When I say ad copy, I'm referring to the text. I'm referring to the words in the ad. That's ad copy. So the first thing we have to do is write a headline. Now, you have 2 types of headlights you can run. So first can be life cycle opportunity. And what I mean by that is every single listing you have has a life cycle, from coming soon to just listed to an open house to a price reduction to under contract to maybe back on market to just sold. Each one of those is a natural opportunity to advertise that home online. And I want to make something clear. If you advertise a coming soon, that means you can absolutely advertise a just listed. You can absolutely advertise an open house. Each property, you could advertise 6, 7, or 8 times. It's not like you advertise one of your listings once and we're done forever. You're able to advertise that same listing over and over and over to keep using that same piece of content to get leads. The reason we're doing this marketing, we have to make it simple in a clear path. Realtors, as you know, you guys are very busy. You're a lot of calls. You're an entrepreneur. You're on the phone a lot. You're doing emails. We want you to carve out 30 minutes a week to knock out this cap cycle. So first, we have to write a headline. Now, I just talked about the life cycle event. We also have just the other type, which is just a feature. So this is just a must-see, beautiful, upgraded Tampa home. Doesn't say anything about a coming soon or just listed or an open house. It's just a must-see, beautiful, upgraded Tampa home. So it really depends on the promotion you're running. If it has a really awesome, sexy feature you're trying to advertise, that's what we're going to hit them with. If not, or you want to go for like the low-hanging fruit, That's going to be the life cycle event. Now, one thing to point out, if you do a coming soon promotion, you have to make sure it's available in your market. We know some markets coming soons are not allowed, or they're allowed with certain criteria. So just make sure you always check with your local boards and find out the rule. If they're not allowed, don't push the issue. You always want to stay off the radar of anyone to find you. So for the headline, I'm going to simply go hashtag coming soon. And I want to go upgraded Vegas home with amazing pool. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to add a few emojis. Now to add emojis on Facebook is Control Command. This is if you have a Mac, by the way. If you hold on the Control Command spacebar, this little interface is going to pop up. And what you can do is just simply select emojis and add them right to the feed. Now, same thing if you don't have a Mac, you have a PC, you have to Google Facebook emojis. Click on the first link, and there's a ton of them. So what you have to do is just scroll through, find the one we want. We'll go ahead and grab the football. You just copy that, and we just drop it in just like that. Oop, let me go ahead and copy it correctly. Copy. And I'll paste it just like that. Now we have a football emoji. Now, the key to using emojis and hashtags, the only reason we're doing this is to have your post add a little more color, a little more art to it. Facebook posts are kind of boring, normal black font, nothing very interesting. When you add hashtags, adds emojis, it has two effects. First, it adds a little color, a little art to the post. It gets a little more eyeballs on it. But second, if it doesn't look like an ad, people won't treat it like an ad. So
yeah, and in terms of Facebook emojis or using emojis on Facebook, I want to be very clear that you still want to maintain a sense of professionalism. You want to use them tactfully, make them relevant. You don't want your ad to look like you're texting a 15-year-old teenager. You want your ad to just be embellished. So the homes, if it's beachfront, maybe the palm tree. The dollar sign in some cases if it's an unbelievable price, or if you sold it for top dollar. Those types of things make sense. But if you're in terms of the football emoji, if you don't have a football field near you, if you're not mentioning football, I wouldn't be using a football. And I know John was just using that as an example, but just make sure that you're keeping these in line with your brand, making sure that you're keeping these in line with a professional realtor on Facebook.
Craig, absolutely. Like you said, a very good point. It shouldn't look like a 15-year-old girl texting their friends. It has to be legible. It can't look like hieroglyphics. It has to be for a normal adult to be able to decipher. So we have a headline here. Now the headline, I wanted a line, maybe a line and a half. I wouldn't recommend going any further than that. And the reason why is if you're on a mobile device where most of these posts are going to be, it's actually going to push. It looks like a lot more text on a cell phone versus a desktop. Now, next is the call to action. For this, we're going to go for price and location, and then we have to add a link. Now, you could say for price and location and 35 photos. What we're really doing here is just giving them a reason to click. So is it price, location, and 35 photos? Is it price, location, and 10 interior photos? Whatever it might be, we want to say for price and location, something like that, and direct them to click on a link. Now, I'll go back and get the link in a moment. I just want to finish off the features. So next is the features of this property. Headline, short, sweet, one line. Call to action, short, sweet, one line. Notice the empty space in between. The reason we're doing this, we want to make sure it's legible. It's easy to read. If I look at this, I can instantly know just listed oversized corner lot. If I don't even want to read it, my brain's still going to process it. But if this is one big fat paragraph, like over here on the right-hand side, it's a little more difficult to read this just while I'm passing through. So we want to make sure it's like this with a clean headline, empty space, call to action. Now for features, this is where you can embellish a little more. You can add some more information. What I'd recommend is this kind of bullet point fashion, firing off what are the big features of this property. Updated, open, concept.
I think small bits of information. You're giving them a little bit, you're painting a broad picture because really you're trying to quickly capture attention, build excitement, get that registration. Those are the three things that you want to happen. And by giving them shorter bits of information, you can get that attention span to where you want it and get them interested in what you're talking about. Another great way to break these up are with dashes and or with asterisks as well.
And Craig, absolutely, like you just said, what we're trying to do is just, it's opportunity and hook. We have to give them the opportunity to fall in love with this property, and we have to have them click on that link to get the information. Now, if you look at this post, and you look at all the posts that Joe and Taylor and Sean Reddy and all of them, Anthony Malafonte, and really any of our clients do, what two pieces of information are we not giving? We're not giving price, and we're not giving location. Because if they want the price or the location, they have to buy that off of us with their with their contact info. We don't hint towards the price. We don't hint towards location. We don't say near 295. We don't say near a certain school zone. We don't say under $400,000. We don't say anything. The reason we don't say any specific price or location or general price location is because the second we do, A, this call to action becomes less powerful, but more importantly, we automatically exclude most of the audience. If I say amazing pool home in downtown St. Pete, if I live in Tampa, which is 30, 35 minutes away, I don't care. It could be the best home in the best neighborhood, at the best school zone, at the lowest price of all time. And what someone's going to say is too far from my work, too close to my in-laws. We're not trying to sell the home on these Facebook ads. What we're trying to do is use this listing to get more leads. So we want to be as inclusive as we can, never give disqualifying information, never give price, location. That's what they have to buy off us. Now that we have the headline, empty space, call to action, empty space, and features, let's go grab the link. Now to get to the link, we went over this yesterday. I'm just going to go to Joe and Taylor's site real quick. What we're going to do is we're going to go to the IDX search. And if anyone has questions of this, make sure you rewatch yesterday's webinar or reach out to support at Curate. I'll give you a hand. But what we're going to do is we're going to grab any listing off our feed. Now, in this case, you should be advertising your own listings or listings you have permission for. I'm just going to grab this listing here. I'm simply going to go /magic. And I'm going to choose Facebook as the source of the campaign. And I'm going to choose the landing page. I'm going to choose a Facebook registration. You see we have light, full, Facebook, and sold. We're always going to choose the Facebook registration. Now I'm going to open this in a new window and show you what it looks like. The Facebook registration, what's going to happen is they have to click View 11 Photos Now. And when they click on that, they're going to pull, Facebook's going to send you their name and email. What that means is the name and email are 100% real because they're verified by Facebook. Excuse me. They're verified by Facebook. So earlier we talked about accurate information. If someone clicks View 11 Photos Now, information is always going to be accurate. So huge increase in lead flow, huge increase in accuracy. And it's also, because it's so frictionless, for them to click one button to view 11 photos now, they're instantly on the website. Super easy to get to your website. So frictionless conversion, you see a massive increase. Standard landing pages convert at 4 to 6%. What that means, if you think about it, every 1,000 people land on landing pages, 40 will register and 960 will not. So think about it. So 4 or 6% might sound all right, but when that was average, that was good, right? But every 1,000 people, 40 will register, 960 won't. We're seeing conversion upwards of 20 to 40% for this. So that means every 1,000 people that visit, 200 to 400 are registering, and still 600 to 800 are not. But still, huge increase in conversion, massive lead flow using these pages.
And one more thing that I want to just double up on is you're getting 100% accurate information. Name and email with optional phone number, which we're seeing an uptick in the phone number registrations as well, because you're able to generate more leads, less friction. A phone number becomes one of those quick little pop-in pieces of information that the consumer actually doesn't mind. and a lot of cases you're getting great and accurate phone numbers. So 100% accurate name and email and phone numbers optional.
Absolutely. So we have a link. So back over here, we click the link. But if I just paste this link in Facebook real quick, look how long and necessary this link is. So we're not going to use this super long link. What we're going to do is we're going to go to bit.ly.com and we're going to paste the link there. And for those who don't know what Bitly is, it's a free URL shortener. It allows you to just paste a link at a free short one. If you want, you are able to create a free Bitly account. And this last portion here, you're able to customize what this text says. Right now, this is random generated characters. But you are able to customize that. If you want, you can name your home, name it the Pin Street House or Pinterest House, the Chef's Dream, Amazing Kitchen. Just don't name it 123 Main Street. Don't give away the address. If you two options are have it just be the random code Bitly gives you, or name the house very uniquely, not again the address. So far we have a headline, short and sweet, empty line. For price location, click here. Bitly link to the registration page and features. Next thing we have to do is add photos. Now, I'll be very clear about this step. This is very important. You want to click the photo video option right here and click upload photo videos. When you do that, you just want to simply go to your computer. You want to find the photos the photographer originally sent to you. Now, Craig, do you want to talk a moment about how important high quality photography is?
Yeah, I think it's the number one most important thing of a great ad. Again, we talked about that attention span. The average adult has about 8 seconds they're willing to give you, and a lot of that's just going to be focused on the images. So in today's world of social media, almost every platform that people are on nowadays are essentially photo sharing platforms, with the exception of Twitter. So people are on here to look at photos. They see gorgeous photos every single day. If you don't put gorgeous, professionally done, staged photos in front of them, they're not going to show interest. They're not going to have that excitement or that curiosity to see more, and they're going to skip over that ad when they see it in their feed. So it's imperative for everybody on the call today. If you're not using a professional photographer, that is the first thing you need to start doing today, is looking for a photographer, and whatever listings you have them go out and get those done. If you are, kudos to you. I'm sure your ads, if you've tested these out, are very successful if you're using beautiful photos. But this is the number one mission critical thing that you can focus on, is having beautiful photos. If you were going to spend your budget for marketing in any realm, I would say hire a photographer. John, I know you've mentioned in the past to some clients, hey, maybe you could pick up a camera, find a YouTube training course, and kind of get yourself up. That's going to take days and weeks. So I would invest in having a professional do it for you, rather than maybe training somebody on your team. But if that is a route you want to take, buy the best camera you can, find the best training tutorials you can, and go from there. But absolutely needs to be professionally done, needs to be high resolution with a great camera. Not on your iPhone, and not with clutter. A professional will know how to stage a home. Unless you're promoting a fixer-upper, and then you can leave the house a little messy, you could have whatever going on, but no cars in the driveway, no trash bins on the side of the home, no clothes in the closets, or dishes in the sink. Those are things that you need to think about as you're going through and staging these homes with your photographer. So that's all I have to say on that. That is mission critical, are the photo and the images here.
Yeah, and Craig's absolutely correct. Now, the only time I ever recommend is, or I say, if you get your own camera, I get some home price points might not justify the $500 charge for a photographer if that's the only one you have in your market. So that's the time I recommend. Okay, if that's the only option available and a price point can't justify that actual charge, then you have to go another route. I understand that, but pretty much Rule of thumb, high quality photography. If you have a campaign, doesn't matter how much money you spend, doesn't matter how great the ad copy is written. If you have bad quality photography, it's always going to hamper your results. In some cases, absolutely crush them. Bad photos versus good photos always do much, 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 much better, without a question, every single time. So uploaded photos. When it comes to photos, you want to upload, like I did, I click the photo video button, I click upload photos. You want to upload anywhere from, the minimum is going to be 4, but we recommend anywhere from 5 to 11, 5 to 12 maybe. The reason we have that range is if you're selling a 1-bedroom condo, we get it, you might only have like 12 or 13 shots, right, of the interior. So you don't want to give all of them on Facebook. But if you're selling a 5 or 6-bedroom home, with a big yard, you should easily have 30, 35, 40 shots. So feel free to load up 10 or 12. And real quickly, I want to talk about why we recommend this is for 2 reasons. First is we want all these link clicks to be intentional. So I want someone to scroll through, see all those photos, see all these, the great photography. Then I want them to click on it to learn more. So I want someone to purposefully click on this link to get more information. We built excitement using those photos. But second, and more importantly, is Facebook relevance score. Every time you run an ad on Facebook, Facebook's going to give you a score of 1 to 10. 1 being really bad, 10 being really good. If your campaign's a 1, Facebook's going to say, hey, Craig, your campaign kind of sucks. I'm not going to show it to anyone. If I do, I'm going to charge you a crap load more money. It's that simple. If your campaign's a 10, Facebook says, hey, Craig, your campaign's amazing. It's so good, I'm going to show it to more people at a lower cost. It goes back to Facebook only cares about their users. They have 1.8 billion users on Facebook. If they keep showing them non-relevant content, they keep showing them bad photos and bad links and stuff they don't care about, those 1.8 billion people will log into Facebook less and log into Pinterest more, log into Snapchat more, log into maybe LinkedIn, probably not LinkedIn, but they're going to log into something else, basically. So Facebook is very aware of that fact. Facebook's very protective of its users. If your campaign is great, they're going to show it to more people at lower cost. And what determines if it's great or if it's terrible is how many actions. So if I click on this and I load up 8 photos, I scroll through, I'm going to view all 8 photos. No one's going to view 4 and exit out. They're going to view all 8. So we just hacked Facebook. We just got our photo count, our action count to go from 1 to 8. Now, you can't load up 30 to hack it even more. Basically, we say 5 to 11, 5 to 12 is a sweet spot. If anywhere from 5 to 12, you're always going to have a 10. You can't have a 10 plus plus. You can't have like 11 or 12. It's just the highest score is a 10. So again, the reason we have this collage style, I get to click on it, I get to scroll through, we get more actions, we get more likes, we get more comments, we get more shares. It means we have a higher relevance score. Facebook shows it to more people at a significantly lower cost. So let's quickly recap. We have a headline. Headline is going to be the big features of the property. We're either going to use a listing life cycle as a headline or feature. Hashtag must see beautiful upgraded Tampa home. Something along those lines. The big selling points of the property. The call to action for price and location. We're going to have a link on the website. We go to the website. We find the listing. We go /magic. We choose Facebook. I choose the landing page Facebook for both of them. I click build link. And I use this link and I shorten it with a bit.ly link shortener. Again, bit.ly is free to use, or you can sign up for a free account and customize the URL. Features, bullet point fashion. What are the big selling features of this property? Never give any location hint. Never give any price location. If it's price to sell or if it's a low price point, say price to move, motivated seller. That's the headline you use. You don't say under 400K. You click upload photo video. You click the first option, upload photos, and you upload anywhere from 5 to 12, 11 to 12 high quality shots from the photographer. Don't download them from your MLS and upload them up on Facebook. Use the original highest quality photos you have. Once that's done, you simply click publish post. Now I'm going to say this as a draft because it's a fake post, of course, and we don't want to post something on Facebook that's Joe's page that's fake. And I want to talk, and I'll show you real quickly why the mobile preview and why we have it spaced out and why we have the call to action so short. So if I click on this, I see I have a mobile preview right here. What we have to make sure is this call to action is second. So you see right here on a desktop preview version, we have coming soon, upgraded Vegas home with amazing pool. This is less than one line. But on a cell phone, it's almost two. So you can see how if you had a 2-line or 3-line headline, how this call to action is going to be pushed way down the post. And what we want to always make sure is you have to make sure the call to action, which is for price and location 35 photos, is visible. Sometimes if you have too much text, it's going to be below a more button or see more button. If that's the case, it won't be seen by anyone. You're not going to have any results. So you always have to make sure very easy and clean to navigate around this text. And really that's all it comes down to. Once a week at the minimum, we want you running these promotions. Without fail, once a week, grab a listing, advertise it on Facebook, and then follow it up with the email blast to your database. Now, that's only step one of this, creating this post. Step two would be boosting it. And step three, like I said, would be email blast. Tomorrow's webinar is all about doing advertising on Facebook. We're going to go a deep dive into budget, duration, doubling down on winners. I'm going to give you a pro tip on how to convert leads, comments into leads. And Friday, we're going to show you how to do email marketing. But before we wrap up this call, Craig, do you want to take us through how the Joe and Taylor group went from 500 likes to almost 12,000 likes under 3 years without buying a single like on Facebook?
Yeah, which you should never do. So people ask me sometimes, should I do this, this like campaign? No, you shouldn't. What you should be doing is cabbing consistently and doing this one simple step. As you're running an ad, and you've maybe seen this with, pictures from girls' weekend or family reunions, people are naturally going to engage with these posts. They're going to like it or love it or be wowed by it, or maybe they hate it. These are called reactions. They used to just be likes. Now they're called reactions, and they're located just below the post itself in the form of names that form into a link. So John's hovering over it, and he just clicked on it. So while your ad is running multiple times a day and at least once a day, you want to be jumping into this group of people, finding the people that have an invite button next to them, and invite them to like your page. So essentially, these people have told you that they like your content, but they don't know who you are. So we want to invite them to like your page so they're more apt to see more of your content. It builds your social proof, which is when you go in to talk to a new potential client and you're showing them your strategy, showing them how many people follow your page, showing them how many people have liked your page because of what you do, is a huge thing to sit down in someone's living room and show them that every time I promote a listing, this many people, is part of my following. They get to see it. I spend budget on your home for more people to see. And as your page grows, you become the local ambassador. People find out that, 10 of their friends also like the Joe Taylor page, or 100 of their friends like the Joe Taylor page. That has a pretty big impact on somebody who's going to come back more often to see more of your content. So again, just to recap, within the first 24 hours, so at least once a day while you're running an ad, you want to go in and invite the people who are liking your content to like your page. This, like I said, this has the biggest impact in the first 24 hours because it's still fresh in their memory. They still remember that beautiful home that they saw on Facebook, and then they see that you're reaching out to them to personally invite them. Keep in mind that invitation comes from the person who does it. So if you're, say, a solo branded agent, and you do have an assistant who works for you and they're doing this, it might be beneficial for them to log in as you and do the invitations as you. So that's one strategy I would keep in mind when you're doing this. but it's imperative to do this. If you're spending money to advertise and you're generating leads and you're getting comments, why not invite those people to like your page and grow your social brand? So that's the pro tip for today. Tomorrow, like John said, we're going to give you a pro tip of how to convert more business without ever picking up the phone, and we're going to show you all about Facebook advertising and how to analyze performance on those. So I want to thank everybody for joining us today. Just to recap what we did, showing you how to use Facebook landing pages from your listings, using those as the foundation for great ads with headline, call to action, embellishments, beautiful photography. And then tomorrow we're going to teach you how to put that in front of thousands of people on a very low cost budget. So we look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Everybody, again, if you have any questions, reach out to us at support@curator.com. And we're also hosting a first time ever office hours with John and Craig on Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern. We'll drop that link in the chat for anybody who has questions or doesn't have time to really sit down on a one-on-one. Jump in. We're going to have it hosted for an hour. Bring questions. Be ready to learn and listen to other people's questions. You might pick up a strategy tip from that. We're really excited about it. Open forum. Bring any questions you got, and we look forward to seeing you then.
Everyone, take care. Thank you so much.